It was the summer of 2025, and the open road called to us. This is the story of the long zoom south, an epic 6-day, 2,200-mile odyssey with Club Miata Northwest, chasing the fading light of summer down the rugged Pacific coast. 3 drivers, a shared passion for our Miatas, and a ribbon of asphalt stretching from Washington to the towering redwoods of Northern California and beyond, a love letter to the road, the Miata, and the wild untamed beauty of the West. Our adventure began with months of meticulous planning, poring over maps and tapping into personal experience to uncover the hidden gems of the Pacific Coast Highway. We didn't just want the main route, we craved the forgotten backroads, the twisting loops that veer off into the unknown and circle back to the sea. The result was a route that had it all: jagged mountain passes, sleepy coastal towns, golden beaches kissed by the tide, and the awe-inspiring cathedral of California's redwood forests. From there, we turned inward, carving through to the coastal ranges and then the Klamath Mountains, before zigzagging north through Oregon's labyrinth of backroads, each turn a new story waiting to unfold. The West gave us everything. We drove through landscapes that shifted like a painter's canvas, misty river canyons, lava fields frozen in time, rolling hills of golden grass, and meadows that seemed to hum with life. We passed through old mining towns whispering tales of the past, fishing villages tucked against the sea, and timber towns nestled in the shadow of ancient forests. We marveled at crimson sunsets, navigated valleys choked with hazy wildfire smoke, and stood silent before the scars of burned-out forests and the eerie beauty of vanishing lakes. But more than the roads or the views, it was the camaraderie that defined this journey. 3 drivers, bound by the thrill of the drive, sharing laughter, stories, and the unspoken bond of chasing the horizon together. This was no ordinary road trip, it was a drive for the ages. So buckle up and join us. This is the long zoom south, where the road leads to the best of the West, and the journey is just beginning. Day 1 dawned beneath a canopy of overcast skies as we gathered in Chehalis that morning. Our evening destination, Reedsport, a quiet ex-logging town nestled on the Oregon coast, over 300 miles away. We set off promptly, weaving along backroads that threaded through the rolling hills of southwest Washington heading for the coast. With the tops down, a light drizzle drifted in and out and dampened the roads, but as long as we kept moving we stayed dry. Heading toward the coast, we first passed through Raymond, then the fishing village of South Bend, situated at the mouth of the Wilapa River where it flows into Wilapa Bay. From there, we joined the Pacific Coast Highway on US 101 southbound. Low-hanging clouds enveloped the landscape, creating an ethereal mood as the road glided over tidal creeks feeding into the bay. At the southern end of Wilapa Bay, PCH veers west, crossing the Johns River before tracing the shoreline of the Wilapa National Wildlife Refuge. We pass several trailheads, some leading into ancient cedar groves, others winding along sloughs that carve into the forest. Highway 101 glides along a narrow channel between the mainland and Long Island on our right. It's a captivating drive, curving gently along the edge of tidal flats with sweeping views across the bay. Before crossing the mighty Columbia River into Oregon, we pulled off for a brief stop at Fort Columbia State Park. Built in the late 19th century and active through the end of World War II, the fort's weathered battlements and wooden officer quarters still stand proudly, now preserved as a state park. It was the perfect spot to stretch our legs and soak in a slice of coastal defense history, but with miles still ahead we didn't linger long before pressing onward. One of the coolest features of Fort Columbia is that US 101 actually tunnels right beneath it. Shortly after emerging, we crossed the impressive 3-mile-long Astoria-Megler Bridge over the mouth of the Columbia River and rolled into Astoria, Oregon. Instead of staying on 101, we skirted the south side of Astoria and crossed the old Youngs Bay Bridge. From there, we dove into a series of winding backroads that led us to the lively coastal town of Seaside, where we'd rejoin PCH. Hunger was setting in and we were already looking forward to grabbing a bite at Public Coast Brewing in nearby Cannon Beach. But first, more delicious twisties to savor. What a difference a few hours can make. The forecast promised sunshine by early afternoon, and it delivered. After a satisfying lunch in Cannon Beach, we pressed south, emerging from the tunnel at the southern end of Arch Cape to glide through the lush embrace of Oswald West State Park. By the time we rounded Neahkahnie Mountain, the clouds had parted, the sun blazed overhead, and we were treated to breathtaking views down the rugged coastline from the cliffs high above the Pacific. Descending from the mountain, we veered inland, leaving Highway 101 behind to follow a quiet valley tucked behind the coastal range guiding us toward Tillamook Bay. The road traced the edges of open grassy fields, darting in and out of dappled shade cast by trees leaning in from the pavement's edge. Tillamook, Beaver, Hebo, Cloverdale, Nestucca River, Niskoan, Cascade Head Preserve, Devil's Lake, Lincoln City. We rolled south down the Oregon coast through beach towns and over mountains, along lakes and crossing rivers. Much of this stretch of PCH meandered through inland valleys and coastal prairies hemmed in by the ever-present green foothills all around us until we got south of Lincoln City. There we turned to follow the Siletz River upstream, leaving Siletz Bay National Wildlife Refuge behind and cutting into the coastal hills. The river carved deep horseshoe bends, often hidden from sight by homes and thick stands of trees and shrubs crowding the roadside. But the road tumbled along with a perfect rhythm, delighting us as it plunged deeper into the woods and hills. All the while we almost had the road to ourselves, with other cars rarely seen and then often in the opposite direction. Beyond the bustling lumber mill town of Toledo, we emerged onto the shores of Yaquina Bay, a long, serpentine inlet that snaked miles inland from the Pacific. After the exhilarating, twisty dance along the Siletz River, this stretch felt like a deep breath. The road hugged the calm waters with a laid-back rhythm, offering unobstructed views of shimmering water and distant hills. We savored every tranquil mile of this stunning waterway, following its gentle curves all the way into Newport. Back on the PCH, we cruised across Newport's iconic Yaquina Bay Bridge, an Art Deco masterpiece with rhythmic arches leaping gracefully over the water. We couldn't resist pulling off again for a quick photo shoot. The bridge's elegant silhouette made a stunning backdrop against the cloudless crystal blue sky in the warm late afternoon sun. One thing's undeniable: Oregon has built breathtaking bridges up and down its rugged coastline. South from Newport, the drive settled into an easy, sun-drenched cruise along the coast. By 6 p.m. we were ravenous as we rolled into the quiet town of Yachats and ducked into the cenote for a relaxed dinner. With bellies full and daylight still holding, we pressed a little farther south to explore Cape Perpetua. First, a winding climb to the scenic lookout, where the panorama unfolded south toward Florence, rugged cliffs, endless Pacific, and sky ablaze in late daylight. Then down to the rocky shoreline for tide pools teeming with color and, most of all, Thor's Well, a dramatic hole in the basalt shelf where the sea surges in through a hidden channel and erupts skyward in frothy chaos. We'd timed it perfectly: golden hour sunlight, low tide, and waves putting on a full show. The ocean roared, the light glowed, and for a fleeting hour, the Oregon coast felt like the edge of the world, and we had front row seats. The evening's final stretch was pure magic. We glided south on smooth, flowing pavement, the Pacific murmuring gently to our right, emerald coastal hills rising to our left, and a luminous moon climbing the sky to light our way. With the sun dipping low and painting the horizon in fire, we cruised toward Florence and the sweeping Oregon dunes, tops down, tunes on the stereo, and the whole world in perfect rhythm. As we rolled into Florence, a last-minute whim struck. We couldn't resist one more road before night swallowed the light. Just north of town, we veered up the Siuslaw River Valley, a route I'd driven a decade earlier and had been itching to revisit in the Miata. It's a delightful ribbon of pavement winding through a bucolic, pastoral valley, rolling farms, lazy river bends, and quiet charm. Next time, though, we'll save it for daylight to enjoy the scenery as much as the road.